Welcome to the introduction to the caster trait. So the caster trait is going to have the Wisdom of the Elder and Magic Burst. So let's go over these in a little bit of depth. So Wisdom of the Elder is a wisdom, which means if you ever switch out of this trait, it will be removed. But the benefit of this is that it increases your magic damage dealt while reducing your magic damage taken. So that last part is pretty important, and why this wisdom is so great, because a lot of the raid wides in BA are magic damage. And so by reducing that damage, you are increasing your own survivability. And so it's a great idea to have this trait on, right? And then the other part of this trait is Magic Burst. So this increases all your spell damage, right? So this will be spell damage and not physical damage, if you do deal any, red mages, by 100%. So it lasts for 20 seconds. So this means that any of your high spell damage, so fire, phase, or Bahamut for summoners, you want to fit as much of that as you can into this Magic Burst. All right. Let me show you how kind of a rotation with at least summoner would go. We have our wisdom on. We can see that it's on. You hit your buffs or Searing Light or whatever you have, hit your Bahamut, and then you hit Magic Burst. All right. And then you'll go ahead and dole out all your abilities as you're bursting a boss down, and that's about it. All right. So that's the benefit of Magic Burst. It's a ton of damage. You do get 10 charges of it, so if you don't die, you will be able to use Magic Burst, a single trait of Elder plus Magic Burst throughout an entire instance, right? So you essentially want to save this just for bosses. You can use it on trash if you'd like, and then swap trays to another Elder plus Magic Burst if you need to. But it can be nice to just have a single one. So I will then show you how to make this trait. So let's go back to base. Alright, so I've got my little plugin for Logos Actions Helper here. So in order to make a Magic Burst trait, you're going to have a couple of options. So, let's check it out. You can either do Guardian plus Stone Skin plus Magic Burst, which is inefficient because it uses a Guardian, which is part of one of the most expensive trees. In fact, the most expensive logogram that is in Eureka. So we'll opt for the other one, which is an Aether Weaver, Ordained, and a Magic Burst. Alright, so Aether Weaver, Ordained, Magic Burst, and then of course on the other side we want a Magic Burst, so we'll just go ahead and slot the Magic Burst. Right. It is a 70% trait, so it won't always succeed, but you only need one. Right? And that's it. We have our Wisdom of the Elder plus Magic Burst trait.